Hi everyone, welcome to Ecommerce Success by Ad360, the channel that makes you happy, productive and successful. Today we're going to discuss where to bring people after they click on your ads. We're going to review a Reddit post of someone sharing their website and their results and asking the question of whether they bring people to their landing page or product page. We're going to discuss pros and cons for both of these methods. And we're going to see if there's another option which might be better. If you like these videos, if you like this content and you want to help us, please put a like, subscribe to the channel, put a comment below. All these actions are going to be super helpful. They signal YouTube that this content is valuable and helpful so that more people get suggested this video and we can grow the channel and help as many people as possible. It's only going to take a moment for you, but it's going to make a massive difference for us, so thank you. You can also click the notification bell icon so that whenever I release a new video every day, you get alerted and you don't miss any of these videos. This video is brought to you by Ad360. Ad360 is the easiest way to increase your sales in Shopify by managing all your ads in one place and easily getting started with ads all over the web, on news websites, on themed blog, on mobile apps and all over advertising inventories and publishers. More on that at the end of the video. Okay, let's jump right into the topic. So today we're reviewing this Reddit post on review my Shopify on this community. So this person is asking whether we should bring people to a landing page, a home page or product page with their Facebook ads. So they're saying they're struggling to get this right. They've been bootstrapping and they got some decent results. So between 2 and 4% CTR, which is quite good on Facebook ads. And right now they have about 5% conversions when going directly to the product page, which is very good. The average conversion rate is about 2%. So you're doing 2.5 times better than the average already. So that's quite good. To be honest, it's even really good. Especially on the product page, because as we'll see, as I'll discuss, I don't think that's the best solution to maximize your results. It can be in some cases, so we'll see what could be the pros of this method. But this is already a good result, you know, so maybe just food for thought. Maybe this is not the problem. Maybe the problem is elsewhere, increasing the average order value, lowering the CPM cost or CPC cost or cost per click, because on the website it looks like you're actually doing a fine job. But let's continue reading. So they've done a 2-week trial with a single image Facebook ad. Okay, they recently made a live videos, 4% CTR. So it's clicking a bit less frequently than the no, it's a bit more frequently, but I'd be interested in seeing what's the conversion rate for the video ad. So video ads are generally more expensive to buy than display ads or regular images. But videos are expected to produce more engagement, right? They get more noticed, but you have to measure that somehow, right? So they either need to have a higher CTR than just plain banners, or another possible thing, which is easy to imagine, is that people that watch your video and they get a little more depth of content than just a still image. So they already understand a bit better what you do and they're a bit more hooked before they get on your website. So that this should translate into a higher conversion rate. But you need to see one or the other, right? More clicks or more conversion rates on the website. If you've got the same click-through rate and conversion rate as the standard display banners, you're probably going to get lesser results just because they're much more expensive to buy, these video ad placements. Okay. So you've made a lot of changes on the homepage, landing page, okay, implementing all the common strategies, cool. So we're going to have a look at that. So now you're running Facebook ad traffic to the homepage instead of the product page, okay. So it's a single product page. So it's a single product website, which is cool. And basically your tone, you don't know if you need to keep driving people to the product page or to the home page. Okay, and we'll note both pages have the same video explainer, but you think homepage looks better, provides more information. So you're a new store, you're building a customer base, so I assume people don't really know your brand, they haven't heard of you before, so we'll assume it's cold traffic, and we'll get back to that. So also unaware traffic most of the time. So we'll come back to that meaning and what's that distinction of different types of traffic. Okay, so would love anyone's expertise. So okay, let's try and do our best to help you. So we have the two links here. I already opened them. So this is the homepage. So you're selling this nootropic, right, supplement to increase your focus, alertness, make you more productive, whatever. So okay, you have all these benefits. Be on your A game. So the website is I think it's quite good, quite effective at doing its job, which means, okay, you're presenting a product. So it's not a website with a ton of content. It's a single product website, which is fine. A lot of single product websites are super successful. And sometimes it's easier actually to generate engagement and to generate, like a trust relationship and give a lot of information about one product rather than selling like 100 different products, but with very little information about them. I think this is much more likely to succeed than a website with 100 products, but very little information about all of them. So you have reviews, social proofs, all of that is good. You said you spend a lot of time analyzing all the tactics and how to structure these types of one product websites. So we're not going to discuss that today. We're just going to compare that page, which is the home page, with the second one, which is the product page. So the biggest difference is right away you have this product description and the price, and you can add to cart or buy now. So you have an immediate call to action, which is very blatant, a bit in your face, even with the product right away. But then you have more information below. So this is the explainer video you mentioned. So it's a short video, but which explains well the what you're doing, and so it's good to have it here. Okay. So you're talking, you have some stock video, and you have some more explanations about why you need to use that product and what benefits it's going to bring. Okay, then you have some text, that's cool. You have images, you have benefits. So all of that. So it's quite similar, as you said, to the homepage. The main difference is, two main differences. On the product page, so first you have the product, and then you have information. On the home page, you have this, but you can't buy the product right away, but there is also a visual of the product right away. And the second difference is you have more information. On the home page, you have a bit more information, you have more reviews, you have more like components and stuff, figures, and you have links to blog articles. Okay. Now, before we get into more detailed explanations, I first want to suggest an approach. Right, because you seem like tortured, should I go this way or that way? The first advice I want to give you is don't listen to me, don't listen to any other experts out there, don't take anybody's word for granted, just try things out for yourself, right? So the best way to solution your problem is called A/B testing. What is A/B testing is, instead of doing one ad, you're doing two ads. One is A, the other one is B. Everything is the same between these two ads except one parameter. And it's a way to test what's the impact of one single parameter change in isolation. So everything else must be the same. So same creative image, same targeting. So the same people you're going to show the ad to, the same headline, descriptions, everything. Everything's the same except the destination, so where people go after they click on the ad. On A, you put the homepage, and B, you put the product page, and you compare results, right? So instead of putting $20 on your ad, you put 10 and 10, and after a few days, and hopefully, if you had more budget, the more budget you have, the more statistically significant data you're going to get, or the quicker you can draw conclusions. But let's say after a few days, there might be a huge difference, and you'll notice the figures will tell you. And because everything that I'm going to say after this I'm going to try and make sense of it for you and explain some historical findings and explain some marketing concepts to back what I'm saying. But it's just a mental construction. At the end of the day, what's going to be most useful for you is what works for your particular business, for your website, for your product, and for the people that you're targeting. So a general truth is, it's good to know the basics and the best practices that are used and employed by most marketers. But at the end of the day, what trumps all of that is what works for you. Okay, and A/B testing is the best way to try things out and come to a conclusion. Okay, now let me tell you what's my opinion on that. The problem is on your product page. I imagine that a lot of your audience is going to be bouncing off your website if the first thing they see is a product, even if it looks great, the product is, it looks fantastic, all the benefits. So it's not a trust problem. It's not that they don't believe it's like a good product for themselves. It's that there is this automatic, you could even say reptilian defense reflex. If we show you something and say pay here, pay now, that people say no, I don't want to pay, right? I don't want to give you money. It's like it's a natural reflex. You can't do anything about that. Or at least there are a few things you can do, but putting your product first with the price tag and the big buy button is likely to raise natural reflex defenses of people. So a lot of people are going to bounce. If you can share, if you're comfortable sharing that information, I'd be happy to look at bounce rate on this page. If it's the first thing people see before ever hearing about you, I imagine there's a high bounce rate. Now you told us as well that you have 5% conversion rate, which seems amazing. So maybe you have a high bounce rate, but the people that do stick around and watch the video and read everything, they're so convinced that they're actually going to buy the product. So. But my opinion, and that's just my interpretation, is you're getting a very good conversion rate, 5%, despite the fact you have the product first. I think if you had first the video or a bit of text and then the product, you'll get even better results. Okay? Now the problem is on your website, you may not want to put the product before, after some other information, because that's also where people are going to go if they click from the homepage on Get Mentorgy now. They're going to go on the product page, and if people already know your product, they spend time reading about the product on the homepage. You don't want to have them scroll again on this new page to find the product. You want it front and center. So how to reconcile what I just told you before and what I'm telling you now? It's about the audience awareness level. Okay, what's this concept? It's a concept that was imagined by Eugene Schwartz. He's one of the most famous marketers and copywriters from the 20th century, and he wrote a few books, including Breakthrough Advertising, Breakthrough Copywriting, and Scientific Advertising. And he coined a lot of concepts that are still in use today, even though it's like decades old. It's still very much regarded as one of the main thinkers in the marketing science and the advertising science, right? And one of his most popular concepts is this pyramid or progression of 5 levels of awareness for buyers. The first level is unaware. So people don't know you exist, don't know this product exists, they have never heard of that. If you say nootropics or mental performance enhancement, they don't even know that exists, right? So you must first explain a bit what it does, how it works, why it's beneficial to you. So this is the good job that you're doing on your homepage, or below the product on the product page, where you have the video, you explain some of the benefits, bring your A game, you explain about some of the components and why it reduces brain fog, and so on and so on. So this content is great for unaware people. Then you have problem aware. So they know that you have various level of efficiency and of brain fogginess, right? And that you can be more or less performant, and there are ways to maybe change that, but they don't know that this product exists. They don't know this type of product exists. They just know it exists, and for them, solutions are just to get a better night of sleep, drink a coffee, and things like that. But they're aware of the problem of, okay, I'm not on my A game, but they don't know there is a solution besides drinking more coffee. So if they are aware there is a solution, these are solution aware. So people know that you can work on that and affect your mental state by working on your health, and with physical activity, with meditation, with diet, with a lot of stuff. And they know maybe there is some products, but they don't know your specific product, And then you have product aware. So these are the people that know your product exists. So typically these people would be the ones after they've read your homepage or some details on your landing page, they know about your product, they know it exists. And then most aware are the people who take the time to read everything on your page, right? You're going to make most of your sales from most aware people. It's very infrequent for this type of product that people just click on the ad, come here on the product page and buy right away because they say, oh, this is exactly what I need. If that's the case, probably it's because they heard before that from someone else than yourself educated them on nootropics and mental cognizance and supplements and they've heard about that before, they thought about that before. If it's the first time they hear about that and they discover that this is a problem, that you can fix this problem, that there is a solution in your product, then they're not going to buy right away, right? So, and the traffic on Facebook is, I assume, cold traffic. I assume most people, even if you target people that are very, diet aware, fitness aware, mental preparation aware, supplements aware, all these people, so they might be in problem aware or solution aware. So if you do a good job at targeting people with your ads, still, if you put the product right in front of their face when they get here, they're not going to buy right away. What they might do is scroll down, see more information, be more and more convinced as they become product aware and then most aware, and then they will go back up and buy it. By the way, quick parenthesis, quick tip, there you should definitely add a second call to action at the very bottom of your page. This could be the buy it now button, at least, or you could even copy that whole section with the image, the product name, the price, and these two buttons. Like you just copy this entire section at the bottom. I'm positive this is going to increase your conversion rate, because people that go through the process of from solution aware to product aware to most aware, and then they're at the bottom, they're in the most aware state, they're ready to buy, and how do you go next from here? A saying which I say like every other video I say it, but I love it. It's make it easy for people to give you their money. But when people have spent like 10 minutes reading all the information they could on your website, why do you rely on them making the conscious effort to like bring their mouse back up to the top of the website? Like you're asking too much of them. And okay, the most enthusiastic and most like aware people are going to make that effort, but some of them will not. Like they will be here, they will be annoyed, they have something else to do, they get the call, they get distracted, attention span these days is super small. They get to the bottom and they will just leave, right? Versus some of them won't read entirely, right? They might listen for a few seconds of video, they might read in diagonal, right? They will read like a text here, the title, maybe like a bolded sentence, and say, yeah, they see it's natural. They don't take the time to read like all this stuff. They just see a few pictures, looks nice, there is a guarantee. Maybe add in a couple of reviews. I think that would be helpful after the guarantee or before the guarantee. Put like maybe not as much as you have on the homepage, but maybe put a slider with a few 5-star reviews. And okay, and maybe they want to buy here after spending like 30 seconds on the website. But for these people who are not the most aware, but okay, they are, they're easy buyer, they like to buy product, they're easily convinced. You want to have your product at the bottom of the page, okay? So now with all that said, you understand how someone that comes here, if they come directly from Facebook on this product page, they're most likely at best solution aware, and most of the time I'd say just problem aware. They're not going to buy your product right away. That's why I said in the beginning, I think you're converting well despite this page structure and the fact that you're using the product page as the destination. In general, and you can read a lot of studies, you should very, very rarely use a product page as the destination of an ad. Usually for an ad, we use a landing page, okay? And the landing page is exactly something in the middle between the product page and the home page, because the product page is for people that are already at least product aware or most aware. So people that have read your entire homepage, they're convinced they want to buy, they click, and they get, so this is a right scenario. Someone who is product aware or most aware, they want to buy, they get on your product page, they see the product right away. There's no rebuttal because they went ahead to buy, right, with the intent of buying. So that, this the reptilian reflex defense I talked earlier, this does not apply here. And in this case, they can buy right away, okay? So this is good for people that read your whole homepage. If you're bringing people from Facebook that are problem aware directly on this, so colder or warm, sometimes when we say cold to hot traffic, it's a bit the same idea, right? Hot traffic is at the very top, so product and most aware. Cold is unaware, and sometimes in the middle, in between problem aware, solution aware, we say sometimes warm. So it's not completely cold, not completely hot. But anyway, most of the people are going to be on the colder side. If you bring a cold traffic directly on this, they're not going to buy, right? I'm sure of that. At least not right away. Maybe after reading some of the other elements. So the problem is you don't want to bring them to your homepage either. You could, in that case, that's maybe an exception, because one product websites which have a homepage like that, which has a lot of information and it's very tailored towards one goal, that could work. But on most websites and for most e-commerce businesses, you don't want to bring people on your homepage because the homepage is too generic, right? Because the homepage by definition, it's your storefront, right? So you can't really know what stage people are in. So the purpose of the homepage is to kind of be something for everything. I mean, for every kind of audience. So it should appeal both to cold audiences, so unaware, problem aware, solution aware. So it's very generic. It has to speak for everybody, right? Especially if you're like a bigger e-commerce website, the homepage of your website, it's for customers, but it's also for all the stakeholders, maybe your employees, maybe on your website you have a careers section for people looking for a job. So, it's very generic. So in general, you don't want to bring people to your homepage if you're doing an ad. In this case, this might be the exception, but the best solution would be to do a landing page, okay? What's a landing page? A landing page is where people land after an ad. So these are pages that are made specifically for ads. And the purpose of a landing page is to first educate people, and who these people are. So, you're bringing like specific problem aware, solution aware people because you've shown them a video or a display ad that explains already a bit the problem. And you want to start with education. So not the product, you start with some education. So you start with this video and a title, like there has to be a hook. Generally it's, if you haven't heard about nootropics, you need to read this or something like that. Or, what if I told you could be on your A game 100% of the time every day and outperform everybody right? And you have to start with a hook like that, and then you educate, then you introduce, then you give all the details, and then you put the product like that, but at the end of the site, at the end of the page, right? Once people are convinced and they have the information that they need, then they have the product. And for people that are more easily convinced or more quickly convinced, you need to put on these landing pages, you need to put call to actions in several steps within the page. And you're kind of doing that on your homepage. That's why I said your homepage kind of is a landing page in some regards. You have the call to action here. You have a call to action after the video. That's really good. You couldn't have one here or after this section. I think this is a bit too long without a call to action, but anyway, you have one here. You have one here. And what I would say is maybe if you don't want to go entirely towards making a separate dedicated landing page, I think you can increase your results by doing both of the best word. It is use your homepage, which is already well targeted towards one objective, and put the product at the end. So after all this information and after the blog article or just below the blog articles, you put your product section with the image, the title, the price, the size, the quantity, and the add to cart and buy now button. You put that directly on the homepage at the bottom. And that could be an intermediary step between what you're doing now and doing a dedicated landing page. All the dedicated landing pages are going to perform the best. If you want to learn more about this topic, I will put the link of this article from Neil Patel. Neil Patel is a reputed SEO expert and marketing expert, and you can find tons of websites online, but I like this one because they used a little story to illustrate what I just explained about the 5 levels of awareness from Eugene Schwartz. Maybe let's take just 1 minute to read that, just the beginning of the article, because I find it really illustrative. So they say, okay, picture this, you've decided to go on vacation, you call up your travel agent, you tell him you're in the mood for tropical climates, white sand, beaches, and public intoxication. So you have pretty much an idea of what you want to do, but not where you want to go. So if I was using the marketing 5 levels awareness, I would say you're probably something like between problem aware, solution aware, right? You know you want to travel, you know somewhat where you want to go, but you haven't really pinpointed destination, right? Okay, so the travel agent says, oh, I just know the place, and they call a Uber driver, they pick you up, and they drop you at the airport without any explanation. He leaves you here with no idea what you're going to do next, okay? So that's the problem with bringing people to a homepage, generally speaking. So that would be bring, like traffic, cold traffic, unaware traffic on a homepage, and you're like, okay, there's too much stuff going on. I don't really know what you want me to do. That's why usually landing pages have a single action and they're optimized towards making people making that action. Either a purchase, or it could be a landing page for an email capture. So if you have a lead magnet, a guide, something they can download to learn more about nootropics, their brain health and mental well-being, performance at work. If you have some content like this that you use as a lead magnet, you can also do landing pages which are not dedicated to selling, but dedicated to capturing email addresses. And then you can convert people by using email. Or you can have landing pages to book a call or for something else. So, okay, and if you bring people directly to your product page, it would be the equivalent of you say, oh, I want to go on vacation, and before you talk to the travel agent or you explain what you want, people put you like a plane ticket in your hands, and you don't really know, you with the name of a city you've never heard, and they're like, oh yes, you're going to go to this place, and you've never heard of that, you don't know what it is, you don't know if it fits your plan, you're afraid, and you just want to brush it off and say, no, I don't want that, let me talk to a travel agent and describe my travel plans. So the landing page is the best of both worlds. So I will put this page which explains some of this stuff and give some examples if you want to dig deeper in this topic. And so my conclusion, I end with what I started. Don't trust me. Don't take my words for granted. I'm just sharing my 2 cents, my experience, what I've seen work in the past. But you should do what works for you. Each website, each business, each product is unique. And so the best thing I can advise you is take everything you hear from myself or other so-called experts with a grain of salt, okay? Try it out, but do some testing. See what sticks and what yields the best results, and stick with that, right? And do what works for you. Okay, I hope this was valuable for you. If you need or if you'd like to have more information, if you want to do a one-on-one call with me so we can go through your advertising setup, from what I see and the little information you shared on Reddit, I have the feeling that the ad efficiency and most specifically the ad prices may be more of a problem than the conversion rate. So it may be your website is fine, you're converting fine, but you're not buying the right people, or you're buying too expensive audiences, which means you're not, as profitable as you could be. Okay, so that might be something to look into. If you're interested, if you'd like to have a conversation, I've put a link in the description. The first link will be the link to book a call with me. It's entirely free, no strings attached, no commitment. I'm doing these free audits and free consulting sessions at the moment because I just released with my team the Ad360 app last week on Shopify. We want to get more well-known, so we want to get our brand name out there, and we want to help as many people run successful businesses, so that once they want to accelerate their growth and they have already an established business, they think of us to help them manage their ads and get better results for their ads, including doing ads all over the web, in mobile apps, and in different settings. If you'd like to know more, I'd be happy to show you a demo. Okay, I thank you again. If you enjoyed this video, please put a like button. Feel free to comment below, share your opinion on landing pages, home pages, product pages, how to manage the destination in ads. Tell me what you think. On one product pages, exceptions to that rule, maybe. Tell me what you think about putting the product on the homepage directly at the bottom of the page. And I look forward to hearing your opinion. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.